Welcome
Welcome
to the celebrated nightly news of Calaveras County. How is
Yeah.
everybody tonight?
Pretty good.
Pretty good? Yeah.
If you mean me?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. How was your weekend?
It was good.
Did you have a nice long weekend?
A long weekend of fixing up the house.
Yes. All
yes.
right. Well,
So what
I
about
guess
your weekend?
well, we wandered around some different events and
That's
things
right.
like that. It was a busy weekend around. Logging jamboree.
That's right.
There
It
was
really
the Arts
was.
and Crafts Festival in Cedar Center,
Mm-hmm.
and that was one I was hoping we were gonna have some video prep for. There was a juggler at Cedar Center that did a phenomenal job. He was really good, and he was a lot of fun. And we're gonna have we'll have some footage of that up.
The juggler.
Yeah, and I guess
Was he local?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But I guess we'll start off the news with a little bit of pre-weekend stuff.
Yes.
One of the big things at the Board of Supervisors today was talking about what happened when they had the power outage last Friday in San Andreas. Now, last Friday in San Andreas, about 10 o'clock or so, there was a transformer that blew downtown.
Yes.
And we were talking to a friend of ours in the IT department over at the county, and he said it was the most powerful surge that he's ever seen.
Oh, really?
And
Wow.
he thought for sure they were going to have. We talked to him this morning, and he says they escaped with almost no damage inside the county proper.
Yes.
But that isn't the case for the jail and the sheriff's department. It basically took down a lot of their 911 systems, dispatch.
Sure did.
They moved them over to CDF, so 911 calls
They
went
got
through.
answered, exactly.
But for normal business calls, it probably rang and rang and rang and rang and rang. There was nobody there. Well, if they were there, they couldn't talk to you. So, anyway, what we'll do is we'll switch over. And this is from this morning's Board of Supervisors meeting.
Yes.
And this is Under Sheriff Mike Walker talking about what happened on Friday.
Good morning.
Yep.
So here we go.
Last week, as some may be aware, San Andreas experienced 3 power outages due to transformer issues. In the last power outage on Friday, which San Andreas was significantly without power for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, the Sheriff's Office has an emergency generator that's supposed to kick on and provide power to the Sheriff's Office so we can continue emergency services. The generator malfunctioned, a relay in the generator malfunctioned, creating a power surge within the Sheriff's Office. The Sheriff's Office was without power. We immediately transferred all 911 calls and radio dispatching to CDF in a system that we established in the last year and a half. That worked fine. The calls when answered at CDF, but due to the power surge that the Sheriff's Office occurred, we received significant damage to our electronical equipment within the jail and dispatch and business office. Preliminary estimates put the loss in the thousands of dollars. We have repair people that are coming out today. They've been out over the weekend. Emergency services are up and running within the Sheriff's Office. The jail is operating, but we lost all of our computers in the jail except for one. We transferred that computer to the booking station. We've lost 9 workstation computers in the jail and Sheriff's Office.
So that gets
We've
pricey.
lost 2 workstation computers that handle the CLETS entries and data that goes back and forth from dispatch to dispatch.
Yeah, they're going to be doing a lot of
to the
stuff
state.
manually.
Yeah, back to the old-fashioned way. of things
Both of our
for a
live
while.
scan machines are down, which prevents us from doing any fingerprinting electronically in the jail. We have a repair person coming out today. Some of the board will remember that we replaced those live scan machines 2 years ago. It cost us $84,000 to replace those machines. Hopefully they can be repaired. In addition to that, we lost
We'll let this
all
run a little
intercom
while longer because
systems
we think it's informative.
which allow us to communicate back to the cells and listen to what's going on. So our workforce is now having to get out into those areas more to make sure they know what's going on.
More of a need for a new
Lost the
jail.
entire
Yes,
fire
exactly.
alarm system in the jail. this point, we may be going out and buying fire detectors and sticking them up on walls back there so that we have some kind of alarm system to let us know if there is a fire. We have numerous rooms that are without power. We have doors that are without power. Just to let the board know, we'll be coming to you with hopefully a detailed, complete list tomorrow during budget hearings so that we can anticipate what that cost is going to be.
Well, anyway,
a couple questions.
we'll pause that. And it was, so basically the power outage, when we were talking to somebody at the county, says this was a very, very strong electrical surge. And it sounds like it, because for the jail, is our understanding, is they have an automatic system that automatically rolls over to generators, brings up all, and the power surge was strong enough that I think it just fried the relays.
And just, as well.
And it was creating quite a mess.
Yes, so they're coming back tomorrow during budget hearings.
Yeah,
no
so
less.
they'll probably come back and ask for a little more money to patch things up.
Everything.
Yeah, so
Well,
and that's probably the big thing. The other
it's sort
things
of
from
amazing to me that the calls are still answered. They have somebody to transfer the calls to.
well, it's
Everybody
kind of funny.
sort of works together.
Is we had a spokesman from the sheriff's office call us on. Sergeant Dave Sewell called us on Friday and wanted us to post a notice that the business lines were going to go unanswered.
Oh.
And I thought it was kind of odd because he called from his cell phone. I was like, that's not a 754 number.
What is
What's
this? Who is this calling
So
me?
he called, because that's probably one of the only ways they could get out. So anyway.
And actually, didn't he get appointed to, let's see, something today? Dave Sewell during consent agenda?
Probably did.
Let me see. Yes, appointed Dave Sewell to serve an unexpired term on the Emergency Medical Services Oversight Committee as a representative of the City of Angels Camp.
There we go.
So, more supervisor news
More
from
supervisor
Dave
news
Sewell.
from Dave Sewell. Now the other one, this is kind of segueing into kind of a fun piece. Now this is there was the 15th annual Bear Valley Triathlon on Sunday morning, and this is kind of, as the chronological age gets higher and higher and higher.
You expect people to not do so well.
Yeah, and this was the fun thing of this one is the overall winner was 42 years old, David Jones from Danville, and he was overall, the 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, he was 42, and even better, only a couple minutes behind him, the second place overall was 50 years old. Yes, 50 years old. Jeff Ludet from Los Altos. So that way I think was very, very, and then, the women's overall was 27 years old. So
that was right in there with what
you would expect. But so it was the old guys that really, really
You're not that old at 42.
Yeah, but now I'm looking back on 42 fondly.
Oh, you are. They say 50 is the new 30 now.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Yes.
That's what they
50
say.
is the new 30. So if you want to see, here, if you go to thepinetree.net, we have the entire awards ceremony from that up there on the site. So if you want to see Mark Ayton, if you want to see him go through all there and give all the awards for all the old, all the old fossils. So
50 is the new 30. That's what they say
50 is the new 30. So anyway, that's up there. We thought that was kind of fun. We thought it was worth mentioning that. And he also mentioned that they tend to have good results by the older competitors up there at Bear Valley. There must be something about the altitude, and I think
sort
that
of levels out the playing field.
Yeah, it really does, because it seems like the older competitors tend to fare better,
do quite well
in the altitude than we thought. That was kind of fun. And
also artist reception up there.
Yeah, this was at the Big Trees Park, Big Trees State Park.
And you have photographs and video of that, don't you?
We just have some photos.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the artist reception, and this is the other one where there was.
This is at Jack Knight Hall.
Yes, it was. And we got to speak with Dick James. And Dick James, for those of you who don't know, is kind of like the Ansel Adams of the Ebbets Pass corridor. Because there's some iconic photographs that of like Mosquito Lake and things like that Dick James, that you've no doubt seen lots of different places, and those are Dick's. Those are the ones that he has over 50 photos of just Mosquito Lake.
Wow.
No, I think he said he had over 500 of just Mosquito Lake, different angles. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, but anyway, this was up in Jack Knight Hall, and they said they had a really good run because they were talking about. Because they have they do the Arts of Bear Valley. They do 2 shows. They do the one at the Bear Valley Music Festival.
Yes, they do.
And then they also do the one at Jack Knight Hall,
which is in Big Tree State Park.
Yes. And personally, I think the one in Big Tree State Park presents the art better because Jack Knight, the Perry Walther building up in Bear Valley is very sterile. It's a nice big building, but it's a very sterile building, and this was warmer. You have the rock fireplace and everything like that, and they did well. They were happy. They seemed to be very happy with how sales went, and there's some beautiful art. And this goes into our controversy of carryover from last week.
Oh, controversy!
We've had several emails on elk.
Elk.
The elk or the moose controversy.
The moose.
Yes, and there are definitely elk in California.
Oh, there are. No, moose. We were saying, are there moose in California?
We were looking if there's anything, but there are definitely elk.
There's elk.
Yeah, so it basically from Point Reyes north,
Oh,
there's a large elk population. And Dick James says he's going over there in a couple of weeks.
To take
and
some
hopefully
photos.
to get some photos and send us photos back.
What about moose? Are there any moose?
I doubt there's moose, but there is elk.
There are elk.
So hopefully that
You
sheds a
learn
little bit of
something new every day.
a little bit of light on the great moose controversy of the
Elk
news
or
from
moose moose or elk.
And we had
because we couldn't find anything, even on the internet.
Yeah, so but anyway,
crazy.
There was a well-attended artist reception. They had a good show. So the great moose controversy is
being settled. It is settled.
Yes,
it is.
And
settled.
there's more.
So there are elk in California.
There are elk in California. Yeah. And also
a couple new businesses in
Calaveras
County.
Yeah, last week we had Sweet Pea's Children's Boutique. I think we mentioned this briefly, but we now have the video up and up on that. And they also have maternity clothes.
Yes, which is very well regarded here in the county.
Maternity clothes?
Yes, because nobody sells maternity clothes.
Nobody sells maternity clothes.
Obviously now Sweet Peas.
There we go.
And then Murphy's Property Professionals had their ribbon cutting last week as well.
Yes, they did.
So, Chamber of Commerce was busy.
The Chamber of Commerce was very busy. And I think I froze my little computer here. Uh-oh. Oh, no. I was going to try to show you.
If your computer freezes, we're in trouble.
We're in trouble,
Oh, there's Board of Supervisors. Woo.
We'll just go back and play Board of Soups.
And they are actually, Board of Supervisors are listening to the final budget for fiscal year 2007-2008, pretty much all this week. So they will come out.
It will be exciting.
It will be exciting. Down there in the Cal Works building, if you want to go in and take a gander as to what they actually do during these budget hearings and sessions, go down there.
And it's starting up tomorrow bright and early, isn't it?
It's at 9 o'clock, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
And also, kind of going over the little bit of the weekend's events, the logging jamboree.
That was very well attended.
It was.
Yes.
And we have photos and everything up there. So go there and check those out. Of the logging jamboree, I think there's 30 plus photos there. And the overall winner took a silver axe.
Oh.
So that was the overall silver axe.
That's very nice.
And upcoming this weekend is the Ironstone Amphitheater's the Grand Slam Weekend Edition of fabulous music featuring B.B. King, the Doobie Brothers, Vince Gill, Peter Frampton. So they got something for everybody this weekend.
They sure do.
If you want old-time rock and roll, if you want country, if you want rhythm, blues, it's all there. Just depends on what night. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And tickets are still on sale.
I believe so. We'll see if we can try one more little.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. One little thing here. And this is the video from
Murphy's Property Professionals
Huh.
ribbon cutting.
All right, I got to play with that.
Huh.
Didn't want to connect.
Doesn't go? Try the sweet peas one.
We just did. So anyway, we'll just
okay. Well,
we'll just ignore that for right now. Anyway, but anyway, if you want to watch the ribbon cuttings, we have those on the site.
That's
if you
right.
want to watch them do the ceremonial,
It's like Edward Scissorhands.
yes.
And that's actually pretty much county news tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, there was a lot more on the Board of Soups. Some of the things, the Trinitas stuff will become more
They talked
a
about
little
that
bit
in closed session,
controversial. Yeah, a
didn't
little
they?
bit more controversial, and so that one will no doubt.
Be interesting to watch.
Yeah.
You know what I heard through the grapevine, though, today? Starbucks is coming to the Coppertown Square.
Oh, it is.
Yes. But this is unconfirmed. This is the grapevine.
The
Yes.
grapevine, which in Calaveras County in a small, usually fairly reliable.
It is fairly reliable.
Well, I
did
think
hear
they were,
that through the
but
grapevine.
I also in their,
There's Alice Rains.
I think they were talking about road. Yeah, different little things. We'll skip through this. There was lots of talk on road repair.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, and also septic
Septic
systems.
issues came up.
Septic issues. There we go.
Brian Moss,
Director
of Environmental Health.
into the agency and are doing quite well. I'm happy to report. I just wanted to
See, this is scintillating
This is
TV,
good.
watching
This
us
is-
watch
so
Board
you-
of Supervisors.
Exactly.
Yes.
So you don't have to go to the Board of Supervisors.
But this is today's news. I mean, this is
the news
this
of the
is
day.
news of the day.
Supervisors on Tuesdays.
Small amount. It just rolls in. Determine the administrative office will come back
It's
to
like
your
watching
board
somebody
with
or
a
watching television with somebody who has the remote control.
Very annoying. Yes.
You just want to turn them off, you know?
Yeah. Well, what? Anything exciting on state news?
State level, actually, it's sort of an interesting little day today. Doolittle staff has been subpoenaed.
Now, what did Doolittle do wrong?
He has let me read the headline because that will explain
Okay.
it to a certain degree. This is a Sacramento Bee headline. Subpoenas have been issued by the Justice Department to top aides of Representative John Doolittle in connection with the ongoing investigation into the Congressman's relationship to jailed lobbyist Jack Abramoff.
Oh, Abramoff.
Yes,
Okay.
subpoenaed were Ron Rogers, with the Congressman's chief of staff, and Dan Blankenberg, his deputy chief of staff. This just is not going away.
Okay.
There's a lot of smoke there. And
Okay.
it makes you wonder. And I thought this was interesting. This is actually not necessarily state news, but this is from the AP. Thompson to run ad during GOP debate. The former Tennessee senator plans to announce his official entry into the Republican presidential contest on Thursday, but he'll pique interest first on Wednesday with an ad aired during a GOP presidential debate from New Hampshire that Thompson will otherwise skip. And did you hear that he agreed with Leno that most Americans don't care about presidential debates?
Yeah.
Which I thought was very interesting. And there was one more thing that I thought was very interesting.
And then we'll go to fun news. Well, this is
Yes.
one that my son wanted me to make sure we mentioned on the news. And this one,
I'll just do
Sure.
one more. This is from the San Diego Union Tribune. Comics double as college prep courses.
comics.
Comic books, once considered junk literature, finally may be helping American teenagers get into college. The Washington Post Company's Kaplan unit has added vocabulary words such as sanctimonious and exculpate to increasingly popular Japanese-style graphic novels known as manga. The 150 to 200 page paperbacks are designed to help teens prepare for the SAT reasoning and ACT tests for college screening. Isn't that interesting? Now they're teaching them with comic books, and all we had was a book.
Well, and also I think in the video gamers' defense, because those are like, oh, all this. Now they're going to find that the very ones we need in the military to fight the next wars and everything else are going to be all the
gamers.
The gamers. All right, here we go. This is one of the ones about a chupacabra. Chupacabra.
Chupacabra.
Now, this one is a mythical...
Yes.
Blood-sucking, let's see, here's from Wikipedia, is blood-sucking goat, okay, said to inhabit parts of the Americas, associated with Puerto Rico, Mexico, and the United States. The name literally translates to Spanish, the goat sucker. It comes from the creature's reported habit of attacking and drinking the blood of livestock, especially goats.
Yes.
Now, there's a lady in Texas that basically has one. And, well, she found... Phyllis Canyon lived in Africa for 4 years. She's been a hunter all of her life and has mounted the heads of zebra and other exotic animals in her house to prove it. But the roadkill she found last month outside her ranch was something like she'd never seen. Worth putting into a freezer, hidden from curious onlookers, Canyon believes she may have the head of the mythical blood-sucking chupacabra.
Wow.
It's an ugly creature, Canyon said, holding the head of the mammal, which has big ears, large fanged teeth, grayish-blue, mostly hairless skin. Oh,
Wasn't there a photograph of that?
Yeah, we better go. Let's see. That's not it there. Here it is. Oh, okay. Well, that's a coyote that they think may look somewhat like the chupacabra. But basically it looked somewhat dog-like, but it had a very... oh, boy. I mean, it was just a hideous-looking...
But didn't it go through and kill a lot of animals?
Oh, yeah. There was lots of farm animals, and we're trying to find our chupacabra picture here that mysteriously... Disappeared. Yes, here we go. Let's see. And some of these are really hideous looking. Let's do... Here it is.
There we go.
Here it is. And this is the one with the picture of the chupacabra.
Is that the head?
That's the head. That's the severed head. So you'll see it does look rather dog-like, but it has
How did its head get severed?
She cut it off.
Oh, it was dead.
Yes, it was roadkill. Somebody hit it. So...
Why would somebody pick up that off the side of the road?
Probably it's Texas.
It's... I bet they've never had roadkill legislation introduced, though.
So, here we go. El Chupacabra. So there it is.
Wow.
Wild dog. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So, El Chupacabra.
Mattel's going to recall their third batch of toys. I bet the Chupacabra, or what is it? Chupacabra?
Yeah,
I can't pronounce it.
I bet there's a whole lot of blood sucking going on in some of these Chinese
That's
boardrooms
right.
about now. What do you mean? We have blood in our stuff.
That's right.
What do you mean? It can't be. And also, I think, touch a little bit on national news is I thought it was kind of interesting that, well, not interesting. The other one that's top, you've probably catching is Steve Fawcett is missing.
Yes.
And he's the one that flew around the world
yes,
nonstop.
Exactly. On a short trip as well.
Yeah, he was just doing an out and back out in Nevada yesterday, and he's reported missing. So it's...
and nobody knows where he is.
No. So we hope for his safe return. And Katie Couric is reporting significant improvements in Iraq. Now, and this is another one that...
Really?
If you're kind of new to the whole consuming your news online or on the web, one of the busiest sites on the entire planet is the Drudge Report.
Well,
And-
this is Hillary when she was younger.
Yeah.
See? So you get to see...
Oh, it's notes from Wellesley.
Yes, 1968
Yes, notes
flashback.
from Wellesley. Well, anyway, so we get a lot of breaking news. It's kind of an inside sight in the fact that most of the news people go to the Drudge.
That's right. They do. They do.
He gets over routinely 14 or 15 million visitors a day.
Which is a huge amount.
So on the pinetree.net, will probably take us another month or so
to get to
that.
numbers.
Yeah, but it's probably
We're going up though.
Yeah,
we're getting more people viewing all the time.
We are. Anyway.
Yes.
Should we go to weather?
Yes. Let's go to
weather.
weather.
We better go to weather. And if there's anything we missed, we'll get it up there on the pinetree.net. We'll have that up there. We'll be adding some stuff. Is anything else exciting in national news? No.
Not really. Except they found that apparently they thought that all of us had 99.9% of our DNA shared.
Right.
And now they found that that number is down to 99% of our DNA is shared.
Shared with whom?
Each other.
Oh.
Because apparently what they were looking at single strands instead of big chunks.
So some of us are really closer to different species than others?
Maybe. The aliens have landed. Yes.
So some of those references about certain people that you've dated that really have been
animals were.
Yes, so they're
animals.
chupacabra.
Yes,
so if you said.
But the interesting thing was they also found that certain species of the monkeys, that we're all supposed to be related to, they actually share apparently 95% of our DNA.
So more than some of the others.
Less than they thought, because they thought they were at 99%. See, so it actually switched, it moved everybody down. We're not as interrelated as we thought, but 99% is a whole, that's pretty high.
That is. Arnold weather. High of 87, high of 89 tomorrow, and a high of 88 on Friday. We're down a couple degrees, but it makes it feel a lot nicer.
It's cooler.
Bear Valley. Oh, sorry, I didn't.
No, you go ahead and do Bear Valley.
High of 74 tomorrow, high of 77 on Thursday, and a high of 78 on Friday.
And Murphy's, tonight, a low of 53 degrees. That'll be very nice. Wednesday, sunny, a high of 90 degrees. Thursday, 93 degrees. And Friday, 93 degrees.
And we're looking up our Bangor, Maine weather as we speak.
Let me go to Angels Camp. Wednesday, 87 degrees. Thursday, 92 degrees. And Friday, 90 degrees.
And for our viewer in Bangor, Maine, 74 degrees today with a low of 42. 71 is a high tomorrow with a low of 39. Whoa! 74 and 56 on Thursday, and 82 and 57 on Friday.
82 is kind of nice.
But 39 degrees for a low. That's a bit.
That's a little chilly, especially in the. We're both looking for Valley Springs weather, and he's going to find it faster.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Watch.
It's my machine's probably a little bit faster.
And
all right, here we go.
Faster than me.
For Valley Springs weather, 87 today, 93 tomorrow, 95 on Thursday, and 93 on Friday, and 93 on Saturday. So mid-90s. So that's not bad. Because last weekend was a bit warm.
It was. There we go. Let's see if I can get to Copperopolis weather within 2 minutes.
I bet you can.
I can. Look at that.
There we go.
Wednesday, 92 degrees. Thursday, 96 degrees. And Friday, 94 degrees.
And if you're looking for some exciting things to do tonight, Patrice Pike is rocking the Bart tonight, so to speak.
Right.
And the Black Bart Playhouse in Murphy's. And the concert starts at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are $12 in advance and $15 at the door. So run on down there and catch a good show. And we will be back
tomorrow.
Mañana.
That's right.
Thank you very much for stopping by. We appreciate it. And we know you have a lot of choices for news, so we thank you for wasting half an hour of your life here, right?
I guess so.
And hopefully we provided some bit of
entertainment too.
And we'll have more moose and chupacabra news.
Yeah,
chupacabra news for tomorrow.
That's right.
Good night.
Good night.